You see the title in the video, so I'm going to get right into it. Now, I'm all about people believing in who and what they want to believe in or not believe in. I don't care about nobody's ethnicity, race, gender, none of that crap. I don't. Just as long as you know how to respect people's boundaries and respect people's beliefs or lack thereof. But when it comes to politics, there's two places politics has no business being in, and that's at home and at church. And since I mentioned church, I'm going to say, just like a lot of these other pastors saying, like, I'm not going to keep y'all long, and I mean it. Now, years ago, my family and I was attending this church, and the pastor had some very conservative views, if you get what I'm saying, being, here in the state of Alabama, right? And of course, this is around the time that there was a vote on the Alabama education lottery. And he was in the pulpit talking about that only a foolish man gambles, and a God-fearing man, God-fearing woman does not gamble and all this other stuff because it's an abomination in the eyes of God. And everybody's gaslighting him. They're catching the Holy Ghost and throwing up holy hands and all the other good stuff, right? And of course, he encourages everybody who goes to their church, vote no on that bill. Now, I'm young. I don't know no better, whatever. So coming that Tuesday, I went and voted. And of course, I voted no on the bill, right? Because I'm like, I don't want God to smite me because, I'm not a gambling man or whatever. So the following day, one of my family members, he's like, hey, man, did you, one of my elders now, did you go and vote? And I told him, yeah. And he says, what about the lottery, the education lottery bill? And I told him I voted no on it. And Lord have mercy, did it blow the hell up. You blah, 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 this and yada, yada, yada. And I'm talking about we're going back and forth. And he gets the whole family involved and whatnot. And he's going, and I'm going in my defense. I mean, they said it was an abomination and, it's a sin and all that stuff. And he's like, oh, you believe everything somebody tell you? I guess you Mr. Christian Superman, yada, 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 and all this other stuff. And then he goes, well, is there anything that you learned from us? Anything that we taught you at all? And I pretty much said, and mind you now, I'm mad as all hell because you're patronizing me instead of talking to me like an adult about this, okay? Let the cooler heads prevail. And then I should go, man, I haven't learned nothing from y'all. And it just exploded even further, right? Which was totally uncalled for and unnecessary. And I tell this little story to say this. This is why politics has no place at home or at church. Take a look at what's going on with Donald Trump, for example. Mention that man's name and the whole nation and everybody and their mama's divided. But let me wrap this up by saying this, though. For those that go to church, if you go to a church where the pastor is preaching more about politics in the pulpit versus teaching what's in that Bible, do yourselves a favor and find yourself another church. And at home, keep it out your household. I'm just saying.